Hey everyone, it's the People's Envoy Updog here with you again, and we got my special guest Dacier joining us. How's it going, Dacier?
Well, not too bad. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We're going to be talking about Week 2 Crucible defense suggestions, and I updated my graphic, and I'll be posting that after the video goes live a little bit after that. But I took a look at the matches that I did in the Envoy tournament and what I saw in Week 1, and kind of made a compilation of what I thought was the best choices. I don't have Mephisto on here because not a lot of people have Mephisto. I generally don't put Scroll and APOC as suggestions. Well, APOC, I guess, because APOC's really useful on offense. But I have been adding Scroll on my graphics lately because I feel like enough people have him now that he's good to put on there. So first up, I got in room 1. Dorky used it against me. Another person had it against me. In week 1, the Extreme Rogue Dorm. What do you think about that room in room 1?
Yeah, that can definitely be a very nasty team. The typical counter that we use in the previous seasons aren't really great on this one, mainly because of the rules for the full house, where you just make everybody Raider, they cleanse that ability block, so you can't really get the control off on them. So the typical like Masses of Evil with North Star that we used last season isn't really going to do anything here. You need to add like another form of control in there, so that's why that can get very dicey very quickly.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a good one to throw in there.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad I got some good feedback on that one. Let's see. So for room 2, I have the Sasquatch Hive Mind is what I like to call them. And if you don't know what you're doing here exactly, then it can get rough because Scroll will ult on turn 1 if you let him take a turn. So what do you think of that one?
Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, it's definitely a very tough room. If you know what you're doing, it's very easy.
Right.
So that's where the counter spreadsheet definitely comes in. So people that use it, they'll know what to do. Those that don't use it, they're going to have a very rough time there.
Yeah. Now, tell us a little bit about the counter sheet and how you're involved in that.
Yeah, so for the counter sheet, that mainly came about from Sprinks and Squatch Thulu, and I've been helping out with adding counters to it. I've been doing a lot more of the update portion of it. It's a great source that the community uses to where if you make videos or anything, you can submit them on a Discord channel, which is the Council of Doom, and I have a portion on my Discord as well to where you can just submit videos, and then we can add it to the spreadsheet so that way the community can all benefit from it.
Right. And that's what you see a lot of people using and a lot of people referring to. And I've even used Dacier's counters for certain matches because, sometimes sometimes he'll see things before I do or vice versa. And I'd be like, hey, Dacier, I saw your counter on that. It worked really great. So that kind of thing.
Yeah,
so.
and it's great when they used your own counter against you. It's like, okay, well, that happens.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so room 3, I decided to put Black Knight in with Old Man Logan and Nightcrawler and Dokken and Panda Pool. So, what do you think of that? I thought it was a little bit more.
You chose violence.
Yeah.
You chose violence there, man.
Yeah.
Putting Black Knight and Old Man Logan together, that's just mean.
Do you think the some of the other do you think some of the other pre-taunt counters that we have out there would work on that?
So last week I went 2-1, and I used a kind of mercs for money with a pre-taunt type of thing in there.
Right.
That worked really well for the first round. It did really good. Second round they were actually able to Masters of Evil that in 4.
Oh.
So
okay.
Depending on the pre-taunt, because I had Zombie Juggernaut in there,
right.
and I was shocked they were able to use Masters of Evil in that in 4. So I ended up moving that away, but the Black Knight's a totally different animal.
Yeah.
It's definitely hard to flip the taunt off of them along with the defense up. So the Masters of Evil, I don't think is going to work great there. They're going to definitely need to throw something with a higher investment into that one.
Yeah. That was my goal, and these defenses I actually set on the test server just because it was easier. I didn't want to mess up my live account, and so my Black Knight's actually gear 19, 2 diamonds, so he's going to be a lot harder to get around and stuff. So I'm hoping that will work out well. And I really like Illuminati in 4. So that I liked Old Man Logan before. Captain Britain comes out or is going to be out here in the next few hours. I like Old Man Logan in 4 as well, but since Illuminati is basically 4 is their room, that's why I moved Old Man Logan to 3. So
yeah, the Illuminati I think works great in 4. It works great in 5 because teams that need those buffs, they're gonna not have those buffs after like the second round usually, unless they have ways to keep those safeguard going.
Yeah.
But the Illuminati has definitely surprised me. I have some amazing offensive counters with them without Captain Britain.
Yeah.
They can take out a Superior 6 team, which just baffled me when I saw that without Captain Britain.
Yeah.
So they're a very good team.
Yeah, Shuri is pretty great kit, and Hank as well. Black Bolt, if you're going against those villain tech characters, Black Bolt does a lot of damage. So
yeah.
But yeah, if you're really wanting a strong defense, this is kind of how I designed all the rooms. Is I wanted a strong defense, but I also wanted enough to have on offense too. So
that's how I go. I like to go more balanced approach, and then whatever I don't use, I start adding that more to my defense.
Right. Yep, that's kind of how I do it too. Let's see. So we kind of talked about room 4. Anything else you want to say about that?
So room 4, a good alternative if you're not building that Illuminati. The Old Man Logan teams work fantastic in there.
Yep.
It's either going to pull Apocalypse counter, depending on what you have there. It's going to pull the Masters of Evil, or it's going to pull Cabal. So if you're trying to just pull something to keep your other rooms more safe, then the Old Man Logan counters work great in 4 also. Illuminati is going to be very nasty in 4 because of how those rules are set up to where you don't actually start with your ultimates also.
Right. Would you do I call them an Iron Naughty team. Would you do the Iron Man version of Illuminati, or would you do the Captain Naughty team? or actually, let's say you don't get if you don't get Captain Britain, would you put Iron Man in 4? With the Illuminati.
I think I might do that. The only alternative I would put there maybe would be Shuri, just to get that speed up on the team.
Okay, yep.
That's the only alternative I could really see there. It's just she's so squishy.
Yeah.
Where Iron Man's going to have the newer stats on there.
Right.
And if they don't actually succeed and he actually gets those turns off, he's going to start giving ability energy. So I'd put him adjacent to like a Shuri and Hank Pym.
Yeah.
If I were to do that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then like I think I've seen like a New Warriors can beat that Iron Naughty team, right? But with it being with no ults on their first turn, it could be a little bit more difficult, I would think.
So I've seen the New Warriors fail if it's straight up New Warriors, just because the Shuri gives that speed up to Hank, and then Hank gets the safeguard on before Gwenpool actually gets the flips off.
Okay.
So you need to try to find a way to kind of manipulate to get the speed faster on there.
Right.
But if Hank gets the safeguard on, then it's pretty much over.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Okay. And then in room 5, just a straight Spider Society is what I had put in there. I've messed around with Symbiote Spider-Man. I've messed around with Vol. I had them with Vol in room 6 because I was hoping to get some energy to Vol so that way she could ult on turn 1. But I just went with straight Spider Society. What are your thoughts on there?
I ran straight Spider Society all on my week 1, just because I wanted to move like the Black Knight out of him in a different room.
Yeah.
And I did get like 1 defensive win off of that, just because I was able to stretch them enough. So if you're able to stretch them, that's great. Putting them in 5 is very good also, because they do have ways to get safeguard and kind of keeps the buff going for the team. And if they make it past like turn 2, then you're just draining that efficiency on them. So I like it.
Awesome. And then in room 6, believe it or not, Darkhold with Quicksilver gave a lot of people problems in the Envoy tournament. And then also I've seen, even in the live server, like, since I have a bunch of people I'm always helping them with their Crucible attacks. That was a problem for them. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just probably recommend this for now to see. Because for some reason, I don't know what it is, but the Tangled counter doesn't work quite as well on this one, in this room.
Yeah. Yeah, so I did the same thing. I was very surprised. I went against it. I saw a mobile gamer, I believe, go against it, and he
Mm-hmm.
used Masters of Evil.
Yep.
Masters of Evil doesn't work on that,
Mm-hmm.
and I even tested out Masters of Evil just to see, and that is very interesting
Yeah.
because the way the room rules work, you start popping your ultimates off, then it's going to start getting them more ability energy. So if you play it wrong, you're definitely going to pay.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. It's not. Maybe it might not stay for very long, but I think it's worth at least trying for a couple rounds, maybe a full week, and see how it goes. So.
And there is a way that you can make it to where the Tangled Web counter fails even more by removing the Heartless and adding Dakin in there, which is what I'm actually going to be doing myself.
Okay.
Because 2099 will basically go stealth. Dakin's going to pop off and get that speed,
Yep.
and it's just going to throw everything off.
Yeah.
So that's a nice twist you could throw on there
Yep.
if you really want to mess with your opponents.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Okay. Well, I guess one notable team I really like that is a possibility for Room 1, which I had it on my initial graphic, was the Superior 6 with Black Knight in Room 1. And the key to that one is if you make Green Goblin a skirmisher. And because he's a skirmisher, and I think the dev's intention was to only make the primary target get ability blocked by skirmishers, but it's happening how it was in the 2-3 seasons ago.
Two
Something like
ago, I think it
that,
was.
where everybody gets ability blocked if it's like an AoE. So Goblin gives trauma on his ult. If he's a skirmisher, he'll give the ability block with trauma. It just locks people down, and you have Black Knight there protecting everybody, so it's a pretty nightmarish team. So that's my honorable mention for Room 1.
Yeah, if you do that, that's definitely going to basically guarantee a sack. So going with like Infinity Watch, then go in. So it basically guarantees you a victory, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
My honorable mention that I would use would be the Extreme X-Men with Rogue in 5.
Okay.
I heard that gave a lot of people issues. The Superior 6 counter doesn't really work into it, mainly because they'll drop their buffs where the Extreme team doesn't really need it, and they have ways to get those safeguard basically staying on them with Nightcrawler Rogue, and then you have your Gambit going off. So that would be my honorable mention.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thanks for joining me, man. Appreciate it. We're going to go over to Dacier's channel and talk about his recommendations. So I will put that link down below, and until next time, we will see you around. Thanks again.